Sai Ram. Namaste everyone. My name is Srinivas and I'm a resident of Westford. I request you all to introduce yourselves to our viewers.
Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. My name is Nilkant Mishra. I am one of the founding member of the temple, and I also oversees the spiritual and the priest services in the temple.
Jai Sai Ram. I'm Mahendra Singh. I am also one of the founding members, and I'm also current president of the temple. I mostly looked after the strategic initiatives for the temple. I am in charge of overseeing the temple construction project, from buying to the land to the construction.
Jai Sai Ram. My name is Surya Kudukula, like Neelkant and Mahendra, and I'm also one of the founding members. Currently, I am looking after the temple Bhandara services as well as fundraising.
Jai Sai Ram. My name is Rama Kanchala. I am currently the secretary of the board, and I oversee the events, charitable activities, and such for the temple.
Thank you all. Thanks to everyone for being on the panel to let the people around the New England area to know about the New England Shridi Sai Parivar. I'm truly blessed to be part of this wonderful special session, and I think it's nothing but Baba's blessing. Neelkanji, let's start with you. When and how exactly this idea of building a brand new temple for Shirdi Sai Baba started? What were the challenges that you faced along the journey? How did you tackle them?
Sai Ram, Srinivas Garu, let me say one thing, that you always makes us feel happy, the smile that on your face is. That said, anything happens, it's all about the Baba Leela. And the Baba is, when he wants something like this to happen in this grand scale, he skillfully creates the circumstances and the surroundings. And the way he created the thought in the Booty and the Shama to create this Booty Vada. But eventually it was converted into, or turned into a Samadhi Mandir. And under his blessings, it happened that like-minded people got together and we started doing the bhajans and satsang at people and friends' houses. But I still remember one day, it was definitely in 2006, when one devotee came and attended the bhajan session, and he said, why don't you guys actually start a Baba temple here? This thought was always there in our mind, but it was dormant. But at that time when he said that, everybody was in the motion of the Baba. We all felt like it's a divine call. And that thought, that divine call started the seed of this temple. And this is the temple where we felt it's a place for devotee to come and pray together. And at that time, around 40 families joined the hand together and became the Sai family, the family that stays together, prays together.
Wonderful. There seem to be many temples serving the Hindu community around the New England area. What exactly prompted you for such a big endeavor?
Yeah, so let me say that, in Hemant Pant, in the Sai Satcharitra, he said, the Sai is the doer. He is the one who actually things make happen. And in that case, I will say you one Hindi line here, कि without him nothing is possible. That is, तेरे सत्ता के बिना हे प्रभु मंगल मूल, पत्ता तक हिलता नहीं, खिले न कोई फूल. Because without him, nothing is possible. So when that thing happened, the Baba actually, we thought that there are so many temples around us, which we are blessed, and all the families around this community are blessed to have so many temples. But when we started the Baba temple, at that time, there was no Sai temple in the New England area. That's why the New England also became part of our name of our temple. That said, it became a temple where people can come, they pray together, they stay together, and where we can nourish, we can cherish the social, spiritual, community services in our temple. We did face some challenges, but one of our friends did say once that the best way of development is to change or convert your challenges into your strength, and that's what made us successful. And with every challenge, our bond became more strong, our faith in Baba becomes more strong, and we learn to be more patient and progress towards the goal and mission of our building the temple.
Wow. Convert challenges to strengths. That is, in fact, a good takeaway for everybody, anybody. Mahinderji, can you tell us a little bit about the progress of the temple construction? Do you think that the temple construction is going on as per the plan? Do you see any major hurdles? When do you think it will be inaugurated?
Sure, Srinivasji. In 2006, when we envisioned to build a permanent temple for Sai Baba, we thought that, by centenary celebrations of Baba's Mahasamadhi, which is coming in 2018, we hope that we would inaugurate by that time. Looking at the current progress of the temple construction, we are very confident that we would be able to move in and inaugurate by summer of 2017. We bought the land, we signed the sale and purchase in 2013, then we closed on the land on 2014 with full permits in hand. The construction was started in 2015, and now we are on way to inaugurate by summer of 2017. Looking in 2006, when we started off in 1,000 square feet, and then moving into a 40,000 square feet building in a 28 acres land parcel, and then moving on to 2017, which is say under 11 years old and around 10 years old, is a remarkable achievement for our Sai Parivar. And I think kudos goes to all the volunteers and all our devotees, and they should all rejoice in, because that dream is coming to fruition pretty soon.
That is truly remarkable. Coming about the phases, obviously when you plan for such a big temple, you must be thinking about different phases in the construction. So can you tell us a little bit about what is planned for the phase 1 versus phase 2 versus phase 3, especially when you have to think about dining halls or event halls or priest quarters, etc.?
Srinivasji, that's a very good question. When we envisioned that, we did not have any idea when and what we're going to build it, but we basically dreamed big. We felt that we wanted to have a Sai Mission Center, but along with that, we wanted to have community services in terms of auditorium. So we broke the project into 3 phases as we started off, getting the traction. The very first phase comprises of acquiring a land, which is settings in a way where it's not disturbed by anyone. It's surrounded by all the natural, trees and environment. And we luckily found that land in 2013, and then we closed on the land with full permits in hand in 2014. So the first phase was basically comprising of finishing the complete building from outside, finishing about 25,000 square feet of building space. Out of that, 20,000 square foot is on the second floor where Baba is going to be situated, along with all the idols of the god we're bringing in. So that space becomes a space where all the spiritual services, devotional activities are going to take place. Then around 5,000 square foot would be finished on first floor with kitchen, bathrooms, some area to sit in, and the foyer would be finished. That would complete our phase 1. Phase 2 will comprise of finishing the remaining 15,000 square feet as well as the remaining site work, and that will complete the phase 2. And with that, the whole building would be completed. And with that, we will be able to offer extra services, classes, other services, dance performance and all. The last phase, which is the third phase, comprises of priest quarters and a full-fledged auditorium with 1,000 plus seats, which will serve the community needs at large.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Let me tell you that Mahendra always used to say that the place when we build it up, we are going to have the biggest auditorium where all these events that happen, Arangetram will happen there, the marriage will happen there with the space around us, people will come on the horse and they will ride on us, and it will be a blast celebration happen there.
That is absolutely correct.
Wonderful dream.
Yeah.
Let's move on and focus on the inherent nature of this temple. Surya Garu, what do you think is the unique feature about this temple?
Thanks, Srinivas Garu. I can talk all day about the uniqueness of our temple. Especially the temple is started by the people for the people. This temple is not owned by any individual or a group. Anybody with come and serve with patience and Shraddha, be part of the Parivar. Another uniqueness is this is the only Sai temple in New England area which is open 365 days and do Aarti 4 times a day for Baba. And to add on to that, another uniqueness I can tell, the temple offers most common religious priest services at no cost within the temple, like Vahan Puja, Aksharabhyasam, or monthly Satyanarayana Pujas.
Samahik puja in the
Right,
temple.
right. And another uniqueness in my view is the Bhandara services we offer in the temple. Bhandara is something where all the volunteers come and cook prasadam on every Thursday and special events and feed all the devotees with love and passion.
I completely agree with you. The unique nature of Sai Bhandara really, is very inspiring and truly amazing. I'm always fascinated at the relentless, tireless efforts by so many volunteers week after week who provide food to any number of devotees that actually come to the temple. And not to mention, they don't ever lose a smile on their face, always vibrant to provide the service. And not to mention the cleanup service that follows after that. Surya Garu, can you tell me a little bit about how you guys plan to expand or improve this Bhandara service at the new temple? And also, how can the community pitch in? What can they do to give a lending hand?
Sure. Our main goal is to make sure no one goes back home hungry when they come to Sai Darbar. That said, in Shirdi, Baba used to cook food and serve with his own hands to all the devotees. When we started the temple in 2006, we used to initially bring prasadam from homes and small trays, and as the parivar grew, we started preparing the food with the help of few volunteers in the small kitchen there. Probably about 50 to 100 people. And when we moved to Chelmsford, the parivar even grew much bigger, and we started preparing food for 50, 100, 200, 300, like that. So, and now we have a commercial kitchen in the current facility, and we have 4 ServSafe certified chefs who can help anytime in the kitchen, and I would say more than 50 volunteers who can help in the Bhandara preparation and cleaning after the Bhandara is done. In the new facility, we are building a commercial kitchen of 1,200 square feet and probably 6,000 square feet dining hall that can serve up to 500 people anytime. And also, we have latest technology and facilities to make it more easier. The way the people or the community can help is by one, they can be part of the parivar, they can help in the kitchen and help us to expand the services. As we are going to the new facility, we need more people. We wanted to expand the services through weekends as well. And also, they can donate time and money. And we are open for ideas. People can come up with ideas, and we are more than happy to review them and implement in the new place.
Yes, I was going to say that one thing in the middle, that when this Bhandara is made in the temple on Thursdays or any event days, we don't know how many devotees are going to come. We don't know whether 10 people, 100 or 500 or more than that. But even despite unknowingness, we still cook the food and nobody goes home without food. What actually Surya said, that is a great kudos to our Bhandara team.
Yes.
What the service they do to the Baba here.
Absolutely. I was personally a witness to that, and I can vouch for that. But the more important thing is, the smile, the pleasantness that the people present themselves, when they serve any number of devotees is absolutely fascinating. Now, talking about donations and volunteers and whatnot, Surya Garu, can you also tell us a little bit about the fundraising activities that go on in the temple right now?
Sure. So in 2006, when we started, we had dreams to build a permanent Baba's temple. The bank account was opened with $101. We never knew that in 10 years we are going to grow so big and going to build the largest Sai temple in United States. That is all because of 2 things what we believed in. Those are Baba's teachings. One is Shraddha and second one is Saburi. Shraddha means faith, complete faith on Baba, and Saburi is our patience. So both of them paid off, and we are on our mission to build the largest Sai temple now. And this has been possible with the donation from the community, and not without any help we could not have got so far. The phase 1 land acquisition was completed for $1.8 million, and the construction is going to cost us close to $7 million. That said, we with the bank's loan and community support and donations, we are close to 6.5 million with us, and we are still short of $500,000 that needs to be raised in next 6 months. I'm very sure so far community has brought us this far, and they will pitch in and make sure that we reach our goal. We have various donation options available. Devotees and community members donate for square feet of construction. Each square feet of construction is going to cost us $51. They can donate online at www.nessp.org/donate and go to the temple construction fund options. There are various fund options where they can donate from $51 to any amount. Apart from that, at the new temple, we are getting few common Hindu deities. Devotees can donate towards the idols, and we are going to write their names permanently on recognition walls based on the contributions. And apart from that, I would say we have options for donating or contributing towards the charity activities the temple undertake, like Annadanam, cultural activities, and many of those.
Wow, the sheer magnificence or the gigantic nature of the effort that you guys have taken itself, is truly fascinating and intriguing. Neelkantji, when you talk about the new temple, obviously it's going to be much, much bigger in size compared to the current space that we have. Now, obviously, the maintenance costs are also going to really go up exponentially.
Right.
How do you plan to balance the uniqueness of the temple, meaning, providing the services free of charge or the bhandara free of charge to the devotees,
Right.
and yet be able to put up with the huge maintenance costs increase?
Srinivasji, Surya just said about how many options we have given for the donation towards many activities that happens in the temple. But one thing is there that Baba actually, in a science Satcharit, if people read that, it says that he never went and asked the money from everybody. Only some blessed people he went and he said, give me the dakshina for that. As of today, based on all the services, all the the value-added services that we provide in the temple, there are a lot of devotees are coming, and so far the hundi has been sustaining to maintain our maintenance costs in the temple. And also Surya just said in the new temple we are going to have different devatas idols, so that more people will come. They can do Abhishek of Shiva there. They can do the Jagrata of Mata there. They can do a Bala Abhishek there. They can do a Ramayana Parayan with Ram Parivar there. So all of these with Radha Krishna is there. So all the deity coming, so we can provide more service, which will, our philosophy that they will come, more devotees will come to temple, and thus will translate into the maintenance, and all cost of the maintenance of a temple will happen by itself, like that.
I'm really truly amazed at your confidence, and I hope that everything goes as per the dreams.
Yes, and
Shraddha.
Shraddha, exactly. As Surya did say the Bhandara,
And
right?
Saburi.
That's the best value that we have so far, and that's keep adding the more and more value to our temple, and then it will happen by itself.
Thank you. Let us move on to a different subject. Neelkantji, obviously Baba's Murti is slightly different in nature in the sense, as it has been ordained by none other than Baba himself to be able to allow the devotees to come touch the Baba's Murti and do the seva personally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since you also mentioned you are going to be installing idols of other deities,
Yes.
there are certain rules and principles that have to be complied with as per the Agama Shastra principles.
Right.
For example, if you go into an intensive care unit at a hospital,
Sure.
as a certain protocol needs to be followed. Likewise, Agama Shastra requires that you follow a certain kind of protocol when it comes to touching the murtis in the Garbhagriha.
Right.
And many devotees do want to comply with those kind of principles. How do you plan to maintain the balance, meaning allowing devotees to continue to, personally do seva to Baba's Murti
Right.
as they do now,
Right.
and yet allow many devotees to comply with the Agama Shastra principles?
Srinivas Garu, the answer is in your question itself. When you said that exactly what it is. It's basically, it's as Surya also said, this temple is for the devotees of the Baba. When the devotee come to temple, they want to connect themselves with the Baba. And so far they have been connecting by touching the Baba, by going to him, by doing his seva. And we do not want to break that devotee connection between the Baba and the devotee. That will still continue to happen like that. But that said, yes, the protocol of the Agama Shastra will be followed under the guidance of our priest in the temple, because not only because of Agama Shastra, but also because that's what devotee wants.
Yes.
They also like to follow the certain protocols on certain devatas and certain deities, and we will follow exactly. So we are following the Agama Shastra as well as maintaining the emotional, spiritual value and thought process of our devotees also.
Thank
So
you.
just to add to your point, Baba will be in our main hall as we designed, and the other deities, they will be in a separate halls, their own halls. So we can have one set of rules to this hall and another set of rules to the different halls.
Different Garbhagrihas.
Correct.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Correct. Because this connection of God and devotees has to be maintained, because we all believe where there is a God, there are devotees, and the devotees are there where the God is, and God is there where devotees are. So that connection should always be there.
So you're all alluding to Yad Bhavam Tad Bhavati.
Absolutely correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Well said.
Let's move on to a different topic. I have witnessed many events, many kinds of events through the past several years at the Baba Temple. Ramakant Garu, can you tell us a little bit about the various social, religious and community events, especially the charity events that happen at the temple?
Srinivas Garu, sure. This is primarily a Baba temple, I think everybody knows. We do have other deities, we have to celebrate all the events. This is basically whatever events happen in Shirdi, back in India, where Baba originated from. We celebrate all those events here in this temple as well. Ugadi, Ramayana Parayan, if that's what it is, and all the Diwali, Samuhik Satyanarayan Vrat Katha, all these events are happening in Shirdi, so they happen here as well. Baba is very caring for the children as well. He used to play with them and so on. So we have events that correlate to that aspect as well. Gopal Kala on Krishna Janmashtami, and a lot of kids activities like cultural as well as academic, like chess competitions and academic competitions, spelling bee, math bee, all those things are also conducted in the temple. Coming to charitable, which you mentioned, there are a lot of charitable activities. That's one of the guiding principles of Baba, in where he asks us to do a lot of charity. In the same lines, we actually do, we used to participate since 2008. We participated in Children's Hospital Walk back in Boston. In past few years, we've been participating in Lowell General Hospital's team walk for cancer care. A lot of team members come sign up. They donate for the cause as well as participate in the walk. In addition to that, we also have pizza that we donate to our Lowell homeless shelter. That happens every third Thursday of the month. That goes free from the temple. We also do blood drives, mostly from Red Cross, but Dana-Farber also. We have got some very good responses for those blood drives, as well as for back to school. When the school starts, we create packages and make sure that those packages are given to children who actually need it, in the need. So It happens so that recently we also did an event for the children, blind school children, who came in from India who wanted to raise some funds here by doing dance for whatever they know. And they came and performed in our temple. And within few hours, there was such a huge, tremendous response for these things. They actually raised a significant amount for those kids.
Wonderful. No, I'm extremely pleased at the level of integration that this temple has brought about, involving and including people from all backgrounds, cultures, languages, without any barriers. It is truly fascinating, I have to tell you. Whether it is organizing Batukamma festival, or whether it is Karwa Chauth or Sitarama Kalyanam or Abhishekam or Baba Palki or Ras Garba, you name it, you have it. It's kind of a deal here at this temple. Now, it always goes back to my question: how do you guys come up with these set of events? Do you have a pre-set planned event list, or do you actually go back to the requests based on the devotees that you have?
Srinivas Garu, this temple is 100% run by volunteers. You probably would never find such an organization anywhere outside. We do have a set of list of events which are always published in our temple calendar. We actually distribute all this calendar free of charge every year to all our devotee bases. These events are basically a result of we coming together, visualizing all the events that we celebrate in India with all the devotion as well as community services, and we come together to make this into the calendar with devotee feedback. This goes to say what Baba used to say exactly, which is Sabka Malik Ek, which means that God is one for everybody. So this means that no matter the religion or the caste or creed, let it be anybody. It's everyone has the same and should be treated the same. That's why all the events are celebrated with no difference in them.
Wonderful.
You know what?
Yes.
I want to say a couple of lines here, because we celebrate so many events in our temple.
Sure.
And it covers basically a lot of from our, in India, we look at from top to bottom,
Yes.
like from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, we
Yes.
celebrate these things. The few lines we can just say here, right?
Absolutely.
That this is the family of the Baba, right? Visualize that.
Yeah.
That साईं का दरबार सजा है, साईं के परिवार से कोना कोना गूंज रहा है,
साईं के जयकार से।
और लोग आते हैं तब क्या लेके आते हैं?
Yeah.
फल लेके आते हैं, एप्पल, सेब। तो लाल रसीले फल लेके आते, और कश्मीर के गुलजार से और कोना कोना गूंज रहा है
साईं के जयकार से।
जहाँ पे आपने अभी बोला करवा चौथ, ये वो टेम्पल है वेयर वी डू द, जहाँ सुहागन, द मैरिड लेडीज दे डू द पूजा, जहाँ सुहागन पूजा करती, करवा चौथ त्योहार से अब कोना कोना गूंज रहा है
साईं के जयकार से।
जहाँ पे बाबा का अभिषेक कराया जाता है गंगा की जलधार से, अब कोना कोना गूंज रहा है
साईं के जयकार से।
जहाँ पे बाबा का श्रृंगार करते हैं लोग दिवाली में दीपो अलंकार से, अब कोना कोना गूंज रहा है
साईं के जयकार से।
और साईं की पूजा करते हैं वहां पे हम वेदों मंत्रोच्चार से, और कोना कोना गूंज रहा है
साईं के जयकार से।
और हमारे प्रेयर इज कृपा दृष्ट रहे साईं तेरी शिरडी साई परिवार पे, अब कोना कोना गूंज रहा है
साईं के जयकार से।
Wonderful, wonderful. If I can actually expand on this thought, I mean, so tomorrow, if I come with a group of people that we are associated with, like for instance, organizing a Tyagaraja Aradhana, having a 3-hour celebration of just devotional songs, so that's something that the temple would encourage, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, we will encourage that.
Wonderful, good to know that. I mean, see, the way you were actually reciting in Hindi a few, anecdotes.
Right.
It brings back the concept of unity and diversity that people talk about, and the universal brotherhood, Vishwamanava Saubhratritvam, that people always. You actually put it in practice actually in this temple. That's truly, truly fascinating. Because in a nutshell, I'd like to say, I mean, I think it's not. I'm not going to be. Wrong by saying it's a one stop, right? One stop or a home away from home for
Yes.
people whether it is cultural, whether it is religious, whether it is social, whether it is other activities. I mean, on the same note, one question that always used to bother me, I have to actually, this is my personal question. Are there any plans to introduce the Sanskrit classes in Sai Temple? Because I'd like to very much see that. Unfortunately, when the British reformed the education system in India, while they have introduced some reforms for the positive side, they have successfully decimated the Sanskrit-based education, which is very much the foundation for our Vedic-based dharma, Sanatana dharma.
Okay.
So I would like to see revival of Sanskrit in many fora. Does NESSP have plans for that?
We absolutely do, Srinivasji. We recently had such a session for kids where our priests actually came together and they educated a lot of kids. They just went over the shlokas and all those things. In fact, not just training, but we also implement that as practice. So any events that happen in our temple, these same kids, once they are trained through, come and start reciting the same mantras or shlokas, whatever they are. So they participate in that too. So experience as well as practice and knowledge that goes with it.
So not just focusing on the Vedic chanting aspect, but introducing Sanskrit as a spoken language, and so that interested kids in the next generation to whom we will pass on the batons tomorrow would like to probably go research our Vedic philosophies, Upanishads, to get the best out of them yet.
Exactly.
Okay, wonderful. Since I mentioned one stop, right, center, I would also like to touch upon a few other things that matter to a lot of us in the other aspects of our life, namely whether it is somebody is looking for some tutoring, or somebody wants to get some financial advice, or somebody wants to get some medical advice, and many other aspects not necessarily related to the religious aspects, but still that brings us the sense of community amongst us. Are there plans to introduce or encourage people from among the NESSP volunteers or families to share what their know-how is, their expertise with the other members?
Absolutely, Srinivas Garu. The way we started this in past, when let's say kids' academic competitions are going on, the parents just drop them and the parents are doing nothing at that time. So we amongst ourselves have devotee members who are actually professors in the well-known universities like Tufts University and so on. They came in and they are actually part of the recruitment process. So they came in and they provided a whole presentation to all the parents while the kids are getting all the academic competitions going through. In that, they were able to provide all the financial guidance, the academic guidance that the kids and the parents, most importantly, would need. We are also thinking about, based on devotee feedback, obviously this is completely based on what the devotee base wants. We're also thinking about some financial advices or any sessions that we can do, or some planning sessions that we can perhaps do that, maybe immigration services or help among that. We're still thinking about it. Based on devotee feedback, we'll know what to do. I just wanted to say one more thing where you said one-stop shop. The energy, if you notice, we are doing so many events. The energy behind all this comes from the uniqueness of the differences that we have in each one of us. And that energy diverts itself into feedback, which we then create events for those and celebrate it as it is.
Thank you, which is a good segue into my next question. Actually,
I want you to say that.
Absolutely.
That we do, as of now, once a month, we do have a session of a medical free service that we provide, medical and dental service. We do, well, people can register themselves, and a professional doctor do the medical checkup of them.
Wonderful.
One more thing I forgot to add also is about yoga and meditation sessions. They are so important for, at least for all the community around this, is that we actually have a professional trained and certified yoga instructor who comes in and performs various yoga sessions, particularly theme-based as well as regular yoga sessions. Theme-based could be, how to do stress management or stress relief. how to prevent diabetes to begin with, using yoga and so on and so forth. People can register online on our website, and they're free to join. Meditation sessions also. I mean, every week we do the meditation sessions.
Wonderful. And the last comment prior to this one that you made is a good segue into my next question, actually. You mentioned something about the differences that people may have, how they actually build into the strengths and create feedback loop. I'd like to dwell a little bit on that.
Sure.
When you actually have a dream of such magnificence, dreams are good. And very soon, NESSPs, and in a nutshell, the devotees of Baba's dreams to have such a big temple are going to be flourishing, or are going to be fulfilled very shortly by having the new temple. But the question is, once the reality kicks in, a lot of time through experience, pardon my question, but because of the communication gap, or because of differences of opinion that people have in terms of how to run the temple, how to manage the temple, how to manage the finances, should we divert funds here or here? Should we expand the temple, or should we do more charity service? Anything, slowly the politics or the bickering might start. And I'm talking with personal experience. How do you make sure that this one-stop shop, or home away from home that I want to call it, will avoid such bickerings, or to avoid any such unpleasant negative energy and drive it away from the temple?
Srinivas Garu, this is a very good question, and I'm glad that you asked it. So if you see that, as you have mentioned that, and all of us has mentioned, the dream which many of us has dreamt 10 years back is going to be a reality very soon. In 2017, as we said that earlier, we are moving into the facility. And when the dreams like ours becomes reality, they really becomes institutions. And when the institutions comes into play, then comes the challenges. How to run it smoothly. As you have rightly said that, the biggest challenges institutions faces is the difference of opinions, egos, bickerings, and politicking. Whereas the temple is a place where politics, if you see that in true nature, should not be a place for those kind of things. On its part, NESSP provides an opportunity and create an environment for anyone who want to serve the Baba. The sole aim with people who come to the temples, their sole aim has to be serving the deities, the God, and the community at large. In our case, we clearly said that when you want to come back and you can join us as a volunteer, you can be a committee member, you can be a member of our governing body. But the sole criteria we tell people is that you adhere to the mission statement, which is Baba's philosophies. You respect everyone, that is what Baba's philosophies are. And then based on primarily their commitment levels. We don't set goals that you have to devote 24/7 or you're going to devote this, because we want people to come and enjoy and get blessings out of it and get peace out of it. So even if somebody can spend an hour, that is counted within that. So you come back with the commitment. So we provide that environment. But over the times we have learned that the politics do happen. And to eliminate that, we have completely eliminated a process of election where people vote to select other members to be part of committees or governing body members. We felt that that is the very source of divisions, groupism, and it kind of pushes the people who are committed, who just comes to serve it. And if they don't have the support of boards and all, those people will be left behind. So we eliminated that completely. We have written that into our bylaws. We'll never have the elections. Having said that, we definitely wanted to have people to serve in various committees. And the method we have instituted is very simple. Based on your adherence to our mission. That is very key, right? Our mission statement is written. You can read it on our website, anywhere you can find that. And then your commitment level demonstrated during last several years. And that framework has served us very good up to this point with Baba's blessings. And we hope that in the years to come, that framework will help us to guide us. Yes, Ira.
Thank you all very much. I would like to conclude this session, which has been truly inspiring and truly informative to everyone, by an anecdote that my father used to say. I asked him a question. Whenever you travel through the villages in India, going from one town to another town, it's interesting to see a lot of small temples everywhere, every nook and corner of the country. And I asked my father, is there a need for having so many temples? And his reply was, temples, you have to understand what went on behind having temples. A stranger passing through a village where he doesn't know anybody should be able to find shelter. If he has to sleep for a night or two, he should be able to find food in the form of prasad if he goes hungry, and water. The basic necessities for a stranger is what the village has provided, regardless of who the stranger is. And I guess, in a true way, NESSP, Shridi Sai Parivar Temple, is going to be that home away from home for any such traveler or stranger that passes by and take shelter at the NESSP temple, can have the prasad at the bhandara, can have darshan of various deities, do seva in whatever form or way that they please to, and enjoy being part of that universal family. Thank you.
You perfectly said that. You echoed the mission and the vision of this temple.
Thank you.
Excellently said that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Jai Jai Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Jai Jai Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Jai Jai Sai Ram, Sai Ram.